We're now being joined by an environmental activist from Lagos, Nimmo Bassey. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, the heat waves being experienced, especially in Abuja, let's begin from Abuja because that's where I can relate with, very, very directly. It's very, very high, almost unbearable. Now, when should we expect rain in the first place? Because a lot of other places across the country have been experiencing rains and some even have cold already. When should we expect rain in Abuja?
Well, that's a difficult question. I cannot answer that question to be truthful to you. But what we notice is that with climate change, you cannot really predict very precisely when you're going to have rain or not. But I guess we're more or less stepping into the rainy season, but what we've noticed is that even though the rains have started falling, the heat wave has continued. I think that's what the concern really is about.
So, sir, how do we now try to navigate through this heat wave? And what do you think is responsible for the overstretched heat wave this period?
Primarily, we're having this kind of heat wave, and it's not restricted to Nigeria. It's across West Africa. A lot of countries are experiencing it. In fact, across the Sahelian range, from Dakar to Djibouti, there's an experience of heat wave, and people are experiencing different impacts in different parts of the world. But right here, we can say that this is an impact, a climate change-induced heat wave. And it is something that will keep on reoccurring in coming years. So you get through one this year, you're going to find another one next year, except something's done about it. And so how to navigate this? Well, in your introduction, a number of things were mentioned, which I think are very germane and very correct. But I think also that we need to equip ourselves with quantities of water and drink as much water as possible, because even in this kind of humid environment we have both high humidity and high heat, so that even if you sweat, the sweat you don't cool by sweating, not much cooling by sweating. And so people are feeling generally very uncomfortable. And I think the warning about outdoor activities is very important, but that we can also temper that by ensuring that we stay under shade trees as much as possible. And one thing we can do as a people is to avoid cutting down trees unnecessarily, avoid deforestation, because the climate change is being induced by burning of fossil fuels, pumping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which is now acting as a blanket, sending back heat. The heat that should reflect the atmosphere is being sent back to the earth. So we have to consciously shift away from dependence on the burning of fossil fuel for electricity and for energy. These are the challenges that we have.
Bassey, is it on record that this kind of extreme heat condition has ever been experienced in these regions that you've mentioned before? Has it ever happened to this extent before?
I think from recent history and records, every subsequent year is getting hotter than before. So last year was recorded as the hottest year. This year may be hotter than last year. And so except we go very far back into history, I don't know what happened some thousands of years ago, but in recent history, this is certainly we're seeing record levels of heat waves currently.
Thank you so much, Nimmo Bassey, an environmental activist. He joined us live virtually from Lagos. Thank you.